Hello and welcome to WCPO Lounge Acts. I'm Brian Neese, and today I'm joined by Cincinnati country music legend, Bobby Mackey. Bobby, thanks for having me in here.
Great. Welcome. Glad to have you.
You're going to play some new songs for us, and I want to get right into the music.
Okay.
Tell us what this first song is called.
First song, What They Call Country. I wrote this a few years ago, you know, kind of rebellion against country music, what they're calling country today. I resent the fact they call it country, but I'm not putting it down. Time goes on, but I wrote this song when that was first taken over. I don't know what they call it now. They call it new country or
pop country, maybe
bro country or pop country. Yeah. It sure ain't country, but you know, who am I to say? I just do what I do, and I hope they do what they do. So,
well, let's hear it. Take it away. We're with Bobby Mackey for WCPO Lounge Acts.
Country music is alive and well, and wilder still today. The way it was is the way it is. We still do it the same way. There's a place for all kinds of music, and I respect it all the same. But what they call country is not country. They just stole the name. In Haggard and Jones' tradition, their music will live on. But if they were starting out today, it would be a different song. Lots of would-be country singers make their music fit the game. But what they call country is not country. They just stole the name. I know things are always changing, and time keeps moving on. But what happened to emotion? There's no heart and soul in a song. I still love to hear the classics, and it's a crying shame. What they call country is not country. They just stole the name. I know things are always changing, and time keeps moving on. But what happened to emotion? There's no heart and soul in a song. Lord, I love to hear the classics, and it's a crying shame. What they call country is not country. They just stole the name. What they call country is not country. They hijacked the name. I never wanted to put anybody down. I tried to stay away from that because, you know, whatever they do is fine, but I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing. I wrote this song, I don't know, about 6 or 8 months ago, and I really liked the song. I didn't know for sure what, I wasn't real sure about it, but it turned out to be a better song than I thought it was, and I ended up doing a duet with Lisa Lane from Fort Worth, Texas. We had her sing with me on it, and it was the #1 record on the Indie Express independent charts. And I didn't write it as a duet. I'm going to sing it the way I wrote it, but it turned out to be a a #1 duet by Lisa Lane and myself. I see here. If you got a notion to go to the ocean where the water is blue, if you want to lay a blanket down on the ground and stare at that big old moon, I'd go anywhere, do anything, baby, that you want to do. If you got a notion to go to the ocean, well, honey, I do too. If I had $1 million, I'd spend it on you, just to see you smile. If you wanna go for a walk, laugh and talk, I'm in for every mile. My heart is in it, I love every minute that I spend with you. If you wanna love me the rest of my life, well, honey, I'll love you too. The moment I met you, I just had to get you out on that big dance floor. The dance was so fine, you crawled in my mind, I had to have one more. As we danced the night away, you took my breath away, you were my dream come true. Now that we're married and you said I do, well, honey, I do too. Now, if you've got an ocean to go to the ocean where the water is blue, if you want to lay a blanket down on the ground and stare at that big old moon, I'd go anywhere, do anything, baby, that you want to do. Wanna love me the rest of my life, well, honey, I'll love you too. If you got an ocean to go to the ocean, well, honey, I do too.
That was Honey, I Do Too. I'm here with Bobby Mackey at Bobby Mackey's. Bobby, thanks for having me in, and thanks for playing some music for us.
Oh, great to have you.
You've got some, that was a new song, right? And you've got some more new songs you're going to play for us.
Yeah, but that was a single by Lisa Lane and I. I met her out in Fort Worth, Texas last August. And, of course, I got a song about Texas is where I need to be, which was inspired by that trip.
Nice. Yeah, we'll hear that in a little bit. Yeah. I want to ask you, what you know, the world kind of shut down for the pandemic. What's it like writing songs and trying to be creative during a time where everything is just going crazy in the world?
Well, you know, at that point, none of us knew where this thing was going, you know. And luckily, I think we can see the light at the end of the tunnel. There, you know, like, we were closed 21 weekends in 2020.
Yeah.
But we're back open and everything's great. You know, been here almost 43 years and it's just as good now as it ever was. And we're just glad to be back open and mainly playing music and having a good time.
You know, you're a country music legend here in Cincinnati, and your bar is a country music icon as well. Do you think you're consider yourself more of a bar owner who also sings, or you're a musician who has a bar?
I'm a singer. It's all about the music, and it just came down. 43 years ago, it came down to where I was either going to move to Nashville or get my own place. I'd played three other clubs over a period of 8 years. I actually was out near the Tri-County area, and I'd played there for an 8-year period, 3 different clubs, and each club that I would go to was successful, and it came down to you know, if I moved to Nashville, I'd be like, you know, a small fish in a
Yeah.
in a big sea down there, and I thought, well, if I can get this place, I'd be better off to do that. And I'd have some security here, and of course, I could go to Nashville anytime I want to, and that's pretty much how it worked out.
Yeah, Nashville's not too far away. And we were talking before this. You live pretty much in the same neighborhood. Your family has the same house for years and years and years. You are rooted right here in northern Kentucky. Well, what's that mean to you to stay here where you grew up with your family and living in the same home, living in the same part of town?
Well, again, I like consistency, and Wilder, Kentucky, has been great to me. Mm-hmm. Wilder's a great little town, and they've been great to me, and I love this community. And a couple of years ago, at one of the anniversaries, they put my name on the city limit sign.
Oh, wow!
And it's the city limit sign of Wilder says "Proud Home of Bobby Mackey's."
Nice.
And that was quite an honor, and I considered it a big bear hug from the city of Wilder.
Earlier I called you a Cincinnati country music legend, and you do have some credentials to back that up. In 2012, you were inducted into the Northern Kentucky Music Legends Hall of Fame.
The year that I was inducted into the Northern Kentucky Music Legends Hall of Fame was the year they put Kenny Price in.
Uh-huh.
I went in with Kenny Price, Skeeter Davis, I think Bob Braun, I believe, and I went in with some pretty good company, and I was really proud of that.
Nice. You've had a lot of different musical acts come in here to the club. Is there any that sticks out? What's your favorite act that maybe you've had in here?
Well, it would have to be Merle Haggard and George Jones. And
those are good ones. And
they were a couple of years apart. I think it was 1980 when George Jones was here. Of course, growing up, George was one of my heroes, and I loved George Jones, and we had the opportunity to book him in here, and through the hustle and the bustle and the business part of it, you got to consider all that, and there's a lot of pressure on and stuff, and I never thought much about it until the moment the night came and the moment he was introduced to the stage. I just kind of froze. I thought, wow, I can't believe this, and I froze in my tracks, and it was it was a moment I'll never forget.
You've had such a great career here in Cincinnati and nationally and around the world even, but what's next for you?
Well, independent artists, they have developed an underlying, the mainstream country radio stations, which don't play country,
right.
But country had to find a place to go. Mm-hmm. And little by little it has, and there are like more than 500 radio stations actually in the world that play traditional country music and play independent artists like myself. And I've had three or four #1 songs on the independent charts. I've got a song right now that's number 7 on the charts, on the independent charts, and there's a groundswell is growing from that, and I'm excited about that because my kind of music has got a place to go. Mm-hmm. I kind of consider this my Branson.
Okay.
My Branson, Missouri, where a lot of the older artists have gotten their own theaters in Branson and stuff, and where all the tourists and people can come to them. Of course, I've always been here all along, but it's always worked, and I'm very blessed to have been able to keep playing the music I love and be able to survive in it.
Yeah. Well, with that, I think it's a great time to hear some more of your music. What are you going to play for us next?
Well, let's see. We mentioned that about George Jones and Merle Haggard being here. Merle Haggard, probably my all-time favorite singer.
Yep.
And I wrote this song after Merle passed away, called "I Got the Merle Haggard Blues," and I just started. I don't know. I was come up with a melody, and I thought, "What is that?" Then I realized I was writing a song, so I'll do that song for you.
All right.
I got the Merle Haggard Blues. I got the Merle Haggard blues today. I write songs when I feel this way. I grab my guitar and I play. I got the Merle Haggard blues today. He grew up in a boxcar in Oildale by the railroad track. His daddy died when he was 8 years old. He had a hard time with that. His mama did the best she could, but he stayed out on the run. They locked him away in San Quentin before he was 21. Country music was his passion. He joined the prison band to sing and play. When Johnny Cash sang at the joint, it changed his life that day. That was his inspiration to be the legend he became. He wrote them songs, sang those hits, and they put him in the Hall of Fame. I got the Merle Haggard blues today. I write songs when I feel this way. I grab my guitar and I play. I got the Merle Haggard blues today. I grab my guitar and I play. I got the Merle Haggard blues today. Yeah, here's a song I wrote about. I wrote this song after I'd been out in Texas. I was out in Fort Worth last August, and actually another guy wrote the song. Dennis Hensley, my good friend at Jordan Recording Studio, had a songwriter friend of his, Larry Petrie, who writes gospel songs. He lives in Nashville, and I played a jam out in Fort Worth, and a lot of great musicians, great singers. They accepted me out there real well, and I became friends with them. And it was taped, and it got on my Facebook. It turned out really good, and I was really impressed with the way the trip turned out. And so Dennis Hensley, my friend, asked this Larry Petrie to write. Said, "Won't you write Bobby a song about Texas?" Well, overnight he wrote this song, and I loved the song. I loved the melody. I loved everything about it, except it just didn't complete a picture for me. So I decided I was going to kind of rewrite it for myself, which I did, and I sent the lyrics to Dennis and told him, I said, "This is the way I see the song." He sent it to Larry Petrie, who had written the original, and he liked it. And he said, "I like what Bobby's done to it. I'll give him half of it." So that's the way it turned out. I came rolling out of Nashville, leaving Music City far behind. Breezing right through Mississippi, with Texas weighing heavy on my mind. Stopped for a while in Louisiana, spent some time in New Orleans. Now I'm headed straight for Texas. Texas is where I need to be. Texas is my destination, where I was born and where I'll die. I love those wide open spaces underneath that western sky. I'll be back home and I'll be happy. There'll be no reason I should leave. I'm going back to the Lone Star. Texas is where I need to be. I spent some time in Corpus Christi, lived in Austin for a while. Give me some twin fiddles playing and some crying steel guitar. Fort Worth, Dallas, or Houston, either one would be just fine to me. Plant me any place in Texas, Texas is where I need to be. Texas is my destination, where I was born and where I'll die. I love those wide open spaces underneath that western sky. I'll be back home and I'll be happy. There'll be no reason I should leave. I'm going back to the Lone Star. Texas is where I need to be. I'm going back to the Lone Star. Texas is where I need to be.
That was Texas is Where I Need to Be by Bobby Mackey. You said that's number 7 right now. Is that correct?
Number 7 on the independent charts, the Indie Express chart, number 7.
Nice. And that's
it's only been out just a couple of weeks.
That's fantastic. I listened to it on the way over here to record this. So.
It's getting quite a bit of action. I'm getting a lot of calls from DJs that are picking up on it, and it's just a lot of fun for DJs to be playing my music, and it's just a thrill, really.
If somebody's watching or listening and they want to hear that song, the recording, what's the best way for people to find that song and all your music on?
Well, it's any place that any place that people find their music, on iTunes, it's on Pandora, Spotify.
Where's the best way to find more about when you're playing and what's going on at the club?
Well, Facebook is probably the best place.
Bobby Mackey on Facebook?
Facebook, whatever I'm doing, it's on there before I even thought about doing it.
I think I get your mailing list updates too, so you've got a mailing list out there. If people want to sign up for that, they can get all the latest and greatest.
We put out a press release every week.
Mm-hmm. Great. So if you're listening and you want to hear more Bobby Mackey, it's Friday, Saturday nights down here in Wilder, Kentucky, and you can find more about how to find his music online and all that stuff. Bobby,
we're going to be here, and I'll be happy.
I don't think you can be here and not be happy. This is such a great environment, and after the year that we've all had, it feels so good to be sitting in here. I got to tell you. So, and thanks for having me in here to listen to these songs and ramble with you for a little bit.
Thank you. My pleasure. Thank you.